And we're live, folks. Welcome back to episode number 2 of the Learn Millennial Wealth podcast. I'm your host, Naeem. I have a very special guest with me here today. I've known him for the majority of my life, and I feel like he'd be a perfect next guest for this podcast, considering what this podcast is all about, with having fellow millennials share their journeys and experiences and their future careers, what they want to get into, and maybe we could learn a thing or two from our guest today. So you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, man. My name is Feras Bawab,
Cool.
and I'm 24 years old. Go to CSUN, accounting major, and been best buds.
Yes, sir. Perfect. Okay, so you briefly mentioned that you do accounting as your major. So just really briefly, like what got you into accounting? Why did you choose accounting for your major? What do you hope to do with that degree? And also, are you interested in anything else other than accounting?
Yeah, man. When I got into accounting, I didn't know like I wanted to do accounting specifically, but
Mhm.
I like numbers. I liked algebra, so I wanted something in that area. But I guess what really made me choose was I knew I was gonna get into business. I just didn't know what. I had business admin as my major when I went to Pierce College
Mhm.
and community college. And after taking some time going through the classes, and I thought to myself, which one is gonna make me the most money? Which also translated to which one was the hardest major to choose out of all the business majors. So that's when accounting basically envelops all of the other majors: business, marketing, finance,
Right.
captures all aspects of each major. While if you were to just do marketing, you'd be stuck really with marketing, and finance with finance, and management with management. But, so that's why I chose accounting. And yeah, man, I feel like it's not necessarily like I'm going to stick to accounting my whole life.
Mhm.
I'm just trying to do whatever I can to create multiple revenues
Mhm.
and try to make money. But of course, I'm gonna have to get served. Um, I'm definitely gonna go for my CPA, so I'm gonna need to work a little bit, get some experience. Luckily, I have an internship right now, so I'm just working on that.
Cool, cool. And how do you think the internship has helped you, like, just develop into the career that you want to go into?
It's great, man. It's an audit internship with a local firm right next to me, and getting that hands-on experience is like honestly priceless. It's like it gets you ready, it prepares you. It's funny because I'm taking an audit class right now,
Hmm.
and I've had the internship since the beginning of the spring of this year. So not that long, like maybe half a year now. I've been doing it. And it's crazy, like, it's totally different because what I do is specialized. It's like specialized employee benefit plans, EBP plans. That's what I audit. And so it's very specialized. They don't teach you that at school. They just teach you the basics, which is still what I learn on the job. And it's all about financial statements and auditing financial statements and
Hmm.
providing opinions and advice to companies and stuff like that. So it's definitely helped me, I would say.
Great. Okay. That sounds great that you kind of, figured out your niche or whatever. I always tell people the hardest part is just figuring out what you're interested in and just pursuing that and specializing instead of just doing a general like major. Like, for example, you said you were doing business admin. I was doing management before I did finance, and I'm like, okay. What I like to tell people is like, you could you could go to school for whatever you want, right? But why why not spend your time learning something that's gonna benefit you and put you ahead of someone else? But that's the thing. That's why people say don't uh, generalize, specialize, right? So it's great that you're specializing in your little niche in accounting and auditing and stuff like that. And it's also great that you have the mindset where you're like, okay, I'm gonna be open to not just doing accounting. Of course, I'm gonna get my CPA, but I'm also trying to get my feet wet in other stuff, specifically investing, right? I think a lot of us, especially in this economy right now, um, we want to figure out different ways to generate more money and more revenue, whether that be from investing, like side hustles, gigs, whatever it may be. But considering we're business majors, and this is the field that we want to go into, um, we need to learn the basics of investing, right? So that's kind of the direction that I wanted to take this podcast. The other day we were chatting it up, and you told me about, how you started investing on Robinhood and how Robinhood makes it very easy for someone to just start off investing because it's not like what you typically think of when you think of investing. Like typical person's kind of probably a little intimidated. They're like, oh, investing, they think of Wall Street, they're like, guys in ties and suits, I need a broker, how do I do this, I need a lot of money. Now that may be true, but it doesn't necessarily have to be true, especially when you're starting up. Not everyone gets to that high level. You have to like work your way towards that, right? So what I kind of wanted to do with you, and especially since the viewers may not know, I know you eventually, you've mentioned to me before, you eventually would like to be like a sort of professor, a teacher to teach um, people about whether it be accounting or like investing, stuff like that. I feel like this is a great opportunity for you to kind of test that out, and for the viewers to try to like learn something, um, even if it's something as simple as like what we're trying to teach today. It's not too simple, but it's not too complex to the point where like no one can understand. So with that being said, going back to what I was saying, you were talking about doing uh, calls and puts on Robinhood. Now, that is a feature that you need to unlock. It doesn't automatically come with like the basic Robinhood account. You need to unlock that feature, but just answering a few questions allows you to unlock that feature. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna hand it over to you, and I would like for you to just kind of briefly explain like what's a call, what's a put, what's the mentality that you went into, and like your your specific personal like investments that you did that helped you make a good like some money, and let you take it from there. So if you want to screen share your Robinhood, I'm gonna make you host right now so you could share your screen.
Okay.
Right.
See it?
It's kind of a blank page for me right now. Okay, there we go.
Okay, cool. So, um, I'm going to use Roku as an example for options, right? So, a little information about option trading. You do have to enable it on Robinhood.
Mm-hmm.
You would go to account, you would go to I think it's account. And let's see. The settings. You go to options trading. Here we go. So this usually would have to enable it. And once you enable it, Robinhood asks you a couple questions primarily on your experience with options trading. They just want to see if you have little or a lot of experience, little to none, whatever it is. I guess I don't know if that has anything to do with them giving you options trading, but once you get that going, let's see. So I was gonna practice or use Roku, or let's use Facebook as an example. So when people say buying a call, buying a put, what options are is basically options is a contract. Okay, so what that means, that contract has 100 shares within that contract. Every contract has 100 shares, whether it's a put, it's a call. That's what it is. So let's go. Why? Sorry, this is my first time using. There we go.
All good.
Using it on this
Desktop.
laptop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always. That's why I love Robinhood. It's really friendly, user friendly on the phone.
Mhm.
And making money on the phone is great because you're on your phone 24/7. So here you get a little screenshot uh of my day today. It was pretty good. It started off pretty great actually. I was like up around 2300, but then it went down
Mhm.
1900. You can see all my puts and calls right here. They're
Mhm.
pretty much down. The reason why is because I have a day trading restriction.
Mhm.
And what that is so there's a pattern day trading rule for people who have less than 25K in their account. See, I only have like 8K. Basically, people with 20 less than 25K are limited to making 3 or 4 day trades within 5 day trading days.
Mhm.
So what makes a day trade is if you buy and sell the same stock on the same day or contract. It works on contracts too.
Mhm.
So for example, if I bought all these, what is this, three, four, five, six, I bought like 6 different contracts right here, right?
Yeah.
I can only sell those. If I bought them all today, I could only sell up to 3 or 4 of them today. I cannot sell any more for a week, basically.
Mhm.
But I can buy as many contracts or as many options as I want and sell them all tomorrow, as long as I don't sell them today. The reason why is it protects, I guess, I don't know, the SEC, which is they basically look over the
Securities
stocks
and
and
Exchange Commission.
yeah, exactly. The
Yeah.
Securities Exchange Commission, they look over trading, investing, and those exchange market, make sure for some reason that it's to protect the larger investors from a lot of smaller day traders to from like because they push up the price and push down the price, which
Mhm.
causes it to which a lot of people don't like. Just there's a little funny thing about Robinhood and investors that have uh, really moved the market a little bit on their own.
Uh-huh.
So moving along, I want to use an example with options.
Yeah.
So
It's like if I'm looking at your options list right now, it says Apple $120 put 10 buys. Like I have no idea what any of that means right now. So
gotcha. So like let's say I want to use Apple for for an example, right?
yeah.
I'm buying 120 put. So right now Apple, the price is where does it show the price? This is
134? Yeah.
oh right here, yeah, sorry,
Yeah, yeah.
134. So that's its current price. I bought this Apple put for 120.
Mhm.
And what it means basically, what puts and calls mean in all contracts options. Think about it this way. Imagine you're looking for a house on the market, right?
Uh-huh.
And you find this really nice house. Let's say it costs $500,000 and it's a private seller and you're like, dang, that's a really nice house, but I only have 250,000 and I need to go check and make sure the bank is willing to lend me $250,000 more
Mhm.
for, you know, so or whatever you want to put down, minus what you want to put down on the house.
Right.
So that takes a time. That's a whole long process that takes time. And by the time it's all finished, the private seller could have sold it to somebody else, right? So what you do is you tell that guy, hey, I really like your house. I'm not sure if, let's say, for example, I want to get it, but I'm not sure. For whatever reason, I want you to take your house off the market for a specific amount of time, let's say a month, right?
Mhm.
And that's where this expiration comes into play, right here, expired.
Uh-huh.
So you tell the person, hey, I will give you, let's say 10%, like 5,000 or no, that's too much. Let's say whatever, like I'll give you $10,000 to keep your house off the market for the next month.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a premium you're paying basically. That's a
Okay.
contract that says, hey, you can't sell this house to anybody else but me, but I have the option to decline as well. Like I don't have to buy the house. I just tell them, hey, I like your house. I might get it. I might not get it. I just don't want anybody else to get it. So can I pay you $5,000? You take your house off the market? And the
Mm-hmm.
guy says yes, and that's good. So you have an expiration date, and that 5,000 is a premium out of your pocket that you pay that you're not getting back, right?
Uh-huh.
Because that's what you're paying for the option. And plus, if the market goes up or down, you can also pay a premium to keep the price for what it's at. If it's selling it for five
Oh,
hundred
okay.
thousand, yeah, and like let's say it goes up more, like that's what basically contracts is and option tradings is here. You're buying a contract for a specific price, right?
Uh-huh.
So I'm buying it for 120, right? Now, the difference between calls and puts, calls you benefit if the contract goes up in price. And what that means is we have the Apple. Um, actually, I'm gonna go with because I'm gonna show you what a call is right here. I'm down, but it's okay. This is just for showing you guys. So
Uh-huh.
I paid basically the cost was 830. Average cost per share right here. So $8.30. This is the cost per share. Now remember, every contract right here has 100 shares each.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a price which you pay for. I paid 830 times 100. So it's always going to be, every contract is going to show you the unit price. It's never going to say, oh, this contract costs $130. It's going to say 830 next to it, like $8.30. So
Uh-huh.
when you buy it, it's going to cost $830 because every contract is always made up of 100 shares, right?
Right. Right, right.
So what helps with the price
And
is
you
the
only bought one
expiration.
contract, so it's 100. But if it was two, it would be like 200. So
It
it'd
would
be
be 200 shares times the 830. So it'd be 830 times 2,
got you.
right? And my call was I bought this when Tesla was around 502. It actually gained momentum in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as you see here, the way Robinhood shows options is you see the price right here.
Mm-hmm.
This, instead of showing the graph and chart of the actual price, this is showing you your option price. This is the real life options that, because I bought it at 830. So
Right.
when it starts at 830, it went down 490, went up to 713. So this is basically the unit price of your shares. So
Mm-hmm.
anything above 830, I'm making money.
Got you.
You see this line right here?
That's break even?
That's my break even line. So
Got you.
I touched it for a second and I was above 10%,
Uh-huh.
and I would have made 985 minus the 830, right? Which is 1.55, right? So
Uh-huh.
that's 1.55
Times 100.
times 100, which is $155, right?
Okay.
And I could just sell it right there.
Mm-hmm. Now, so the thing is, you could keep this until September 4th, and at any point, if it, let's say, breaks profit, breaks even and you're in profit, you could just get rid of the contract and take your money, right?
The cool thing about options, you can sell at any time and you can add a profit too. So I bought a 540 call, which means I bet that Tesla is going to reach $540 by this expiration date. But that's not really why I bought this. I bought this because it's not that I thought it was going to reach 540, but I believe the momentum Tesla was getting was going to be pretty much like, how you've seen how it has been the past couple of days since the split. It's been going up. Like it's been
Yeah.
like, if you look
Yeah,
at
yeah,
Tesla,
yeah.
it's crazy. So with that type of momentum right here, this volume you get,
Mm-hmm.
this will cause your price to go up, your contract
Gotcha.
right here. So even though it's still not even 9-4, you can still sell here and make a profit. And that's what most people do. Nobody really because the
Especially if
longer
you
you,
buy multiple contracts, right?
especially because you never want to hold your contracts long, because when the longer you keep them, the less value they are, especially when you're not near the price you're trying to get. Like, let's say right now, this is what my market value is. I lost $405. The cost was 830, right?
Uh-huh.
I lost 403. Well, total return, I lost 345 because I was up 100 at one point, but
Uh-huh.
today went down. So when you sum them up, this is the current value of my options right now. $485, right? See, you see that unit price, 485
Yeah.
or 483 right here. So I'm just waiting for this to go above the breaking price, or it's probably going to expire worthless if it doesn't, because we don't know what Tesla's going to do. It's
Right.
already been going down, but I'm hoping for a good day. But yeah, that's what most people do. Like, let's say, for example, I had a really good Roku call the other day, right?
Uh-huh. Or is that a Roku put?
No, it was a Roku. Oh yeah, I bought a Roku put
Okay.
because of here. So Roku had a really nice, solid uptrend right here,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a call. I bought a call right before it hit, so around here. I bought a couple of calls here. Let me see if it only shows about, it should show history. August 31st, August 31st. Okay, I guess it doesn't show. Oh, yeah. Where is it? Okay, right here. So you see these right here?
Yeah.
There's 2 contracts and 3 contracts. I bought a total of 5 contracts for a 175 call for Roku, which for 9-4. I bought this last week, 8-27, which was when I bought it. No, that's not
Oh,
right.
that's September.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
I'm like, I couldn't have bought it on a Saturday. Okay, there we go. Thursday. So I bought it Thursday, right? So total cost is 765 plus 336. So I spent around $1,100. And then the next day, I sold it for $3,900 right here. 5 contracts at 780.
Uh-huh.
So this was because Roku shot up. How do I get back to Roku? And I didn't even reach my expiration date yet. And I
Uh-huh.
was able, and that's how much it went up per unit price. And right here, I sold around here at the top, and I bought puts. That's why you see my puts, because usually after an uptrend, and more research, of course, and other things,
Uh-huh.
you do your research, you typically can like predict that there's going to be some type of correction or some type of down movement. So that's why after a good call, I usually buy puts, unless it's like good earnings, like usually, or if it's like inflated like this, you know. So once you make the decision, I buy Roku puts, and they're currently down, but I believe, September, we had a really good summer, with
Yeah.
with
Market
stocks,
and stuff.
especially the
Yeah.
tech industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a hot summer, people are saying. So people are kind of like, feeling at that September and the colder, part of the year, it's gonna slow down a bit. But so far, Apple and Tesla is keeping it up. But
Mhm.
people are, trying almost pulling out their money because they're kind of preparing for like a cold winter.
Yeah, yeah. Especially with the
So
election coming up and stuff.
yes, exactly. Elections have a big pull on the market, depending
Right.
on whether Trump or Biden win. But
Yeah, yeah.
that's gonna definitely influence it. But yeah, the reason why I got into options trading
Uh-huh.
versus stock trading. So I started off with stock trading, of course. I didn't know what options was, but once I saw the type of money you can make with options
Mm-hmm.
instead of just trading stocks, like like I was like, oh man, there's so much more money to be made. in options.
Huh.
Because when you're buying stocks, you got to buy whatever the share price is
Right.
at. Like you think
Right.
I can own Apple or Tesla or Zoom or all these, they're all at like at high amounts. Well, Apple just did the stock split, but before that I wouldn't have been able to afford that many shares. So you buy 5 shares, it's only, look, I bought 10 shares of Tesla at 450, so $4,500, and I only made like $600.
Hmm.
But if I were to buy, that's 10, I spent 4,500 to buy 10 shares of Tesla and only make $600, right?
Yeah.
But if I put that same money if I put $4,500 in Tesla options and they hit, bro, it would the difference would be exponential. You'd
Right.
make around,
Because you're
like,
not
depending on the
buying.
option.
Because you're not buying the price of the individual stock. You're buying the contract, and every contract is 100 shares, right?
Is 100 shares. So
Yeah.
if you buy multiple contracts with 100 shares and it only goes up a little bit,
Got
you're
you.
getting that difference in share. Like, and it's
So
cool because
so you need
you
less
don't.
money with to make more money with options.
Yes,
Exactly.
exactly. And of course it is riskier because you're paying a premium, and if you don't hit,
Of
if
course.
it doesn't hit and you just let it expire, it's just going to expire worthless. You just lose your premium, nothing happens, if it reaches expiration date, all that happens is your unit price will go down to zero. Because that's how much it's worth. Right now, you see this 47 cents, that's how much my share average is worth right now. I bought it at 68 cents, but now it's only worth 47 cents,
Mm,
you know? And if if I were to keep this till next Friday, September 11th, it would, and it didn't hit, let's say I'm supposed to go for 120 put, right? I'm basically betting on Apple to go down. That's what a put is. A
yeah.
call is you're betting on Apple to go up. So I bought a 120 put because I just think, they had a lot of, good runs this past month. So I feel like people are going to take profit. By the way, nothing I say is, investing
Yeah,
advice
of
and stuff
course,
like
of
that.
course. Yeah, yeah.
I gotta say that, or otherwise I'm
Good
gonna get.
disclaimer.
Good disclaimer, yeah. So this is me. This is what I'm not saying it's gonna happen or I think it's gonna
Right.
happen, but
No, no, yeah. The whole point isn't to give investing advice. It's just to kind of pretty much understand that, like I said at the beginning, you don't have to be some hot shot Wall Street
hmm
broker or whatever to invest. Anyone could just download the app, Robinhood, and put some money in there and start investing into whatever they like and whatever they feel like is going to make them money, or even if it's just individual stocks. Like, you could buy individual stocks, hold them for a while. You could do options. There's a lot of different types of investing that you could do. If you don't have a lot of money, you could even invest in like penny stocks and stuff like that, just to start up, just to get like some feel for how investment works, and to get you more comfortable with, okay, now I know how this works. I'll invest a little more money. I'll invest into uh, non-penny stocks, like actual stocks. And yeah, so the whole point is just to like kind of let you know that you have that option, and this is just like some information to let people know that options trading is, like we said, good for those that don't have that much money, and um, to buy, like you said, like 6 shares of Tesla for like $5,000. Like, you could just buy the options instead.
exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, is there anything else that you wanted to like go over with like Robinhood and like options trading and stuff like that?
Yeah, I want to see if I'm able to share my iPhone.
Share your iPhone.
Oh, a plugin is required to share an iPhone screen. What does that mean? Oh, a plugin. Okay, so I have to download something, I guess. Yeah, okay. I was gonna try to show because I can show better on my iPhone
Oh, okay.
apps, but yeah, man, as far as options, I mean, is there anything else you think I missed or that you would like more clarification on with options? I feel like I
Well,
kind of went all over the place, but
no, I think it was good. Just the only thing I wanted to touch on that you kind of mentioned with like your disclaimer is like, yeah, we don't. This isn't like investing advice, but I wanted to know like what kind of goes through your mind before you decide to put money in like an options contract, and like is it just kind of like common sense stuff or just watching the market? Like how often do you watch the market? Like stuff like that, like what goes in your mind and makes you make these decisions?
yeah, there's a lot of things that go into it, fundamentals like, news,
Yeah.
earnings, world events, politics, elections,
Hmm.
taxes, businesses, anything like that. Like I just my Twitter, I don't follow anybody but any except accounts that help me decide
Right.
or that have some type of influence on the market.
Right.
So when I go into options, I just try to look at the many different things. And like if we look at my portfolio, I can like explain why I did what I did. Like for Apple, and it's kind of common sense. Like almost everyone kind of predicted that, like, usually after a stock split and in September, after a nice hot summer that was doing well for the market, people kind of expect like a little bit of a sell-off or correction.
Hmm.
So for me, I'm trying to make a little money on the downside. I bought an Apple 120 put. I'm not thinking it's going to go down to 120. I'm just hoping it goes down from 130 to like 125. And even if it goes down just to 125, I can still make money and sell the contract.
Right.
So same thing with Zoom. Zoom had a good run, and it's risky because you're playing against the market kind of because Zoom and Apple, they're all doing well. Like they're all having a nice drive upwards and they have a lot of volume. That's another thing I look at is volume. You see how the average volume, you can check the average volume and what it's and the daily volume. So you want to
Hmm.
see, is there more activity? Is there less activity? Is there news coming out for that specific company? Is there news for a different company within the same sector? Because usually other companies will affect another company if they're all in the same sector.
Right. Right.
So that's just the different things I look at. And when I'm making a play, it's like, how much am I willing to lose
Right. Right.
versus how much I'm willing to make? And for me, we're young. I got 8,000 here. If I lose 3,000, I'm not tripping because I still got 5,000, and all it takes is one good play. I was like down. Look right here. Where was I? At one point, man, just literally before August 7th, I was like down, I think, negative 2,500.
Uh-huh.
And just off that Roku play I showed you, I
Right.
went up 1,400 all time.
I think it
And now
went. Yeah. Yeah.
and now I'm down 200. See, and the thing is, I'm learning still. So I'm
Right.
aside from the thing is right here, man. I'm just upset because the
Hmm.
restricting that day trading restricting rule, man. I'm
uh
trying to get 25K because this downtrend would have never happened, man. The reason why I lost my Zoom puts at one point, I bought it for 876, right?
uh
Average. So that means I bought 8 contracts that were worth 876. So that's how much money, that's $7,000 I put
Mhm.
into this trade, right? And
Right.
now it's currently worth 4,000 because I lost 2850. But at one point during the day, look at that unit price right there. What does it say right here?
1360.
1360. Now I'm gonna just take my phone right here,
Okay.
or actually here. Oh, so we can show everybody. Open. Okay. So 8.76, right?
Yep.
Times we got 8 contracts, and each
Hmm.
contract has 100 shares. So that's 800, right?
Hmm.
So that's 7,008 shares, and that's just how much I paid overall,
Hmm.
which is right there, $7,010,
Yeah.
right? Now, if we were to take that what was it, 13?
1360.
Was it 1360? Yeah, 1360. So if we take 1360
Times the 800.
times the 800, we get how much? 10,800, right?
Yeah.
But we subtract the original cost
Mm-hmm.
and we get 3870. So during the day, I was up 3870.
This is today, right?
This is today.
Okay.
This is the difference I made. This is how much my contracts were up during the day.
Right.
But unfortunately, because of my day trading restriction, which is I can't, since I bought this contract today, I cannot sell it today because I have less than 25,000 and my account got restricted because I made over 3 day trades in a week,
Mm-hmm.
which is a big no-no. So what that means is now for 90 days, I cannot make a single day trade for 90 days. All my trades are bought during the day and then sold the following day.
Right.
So my biggest, thing to you is if you got less than 25,000 and you're using Robinhood, make sure you do not make more than 3 day trades a week.
Mm-hmm.
It can be all in the same day. It could be spread out, whatever it is. Just don't make more than 3 in
Gotcha.
5 days. Otherwise, you get restricted. And look at that. I missed out. Not only did I miss out,
You're
it's
down.
now it's now down even
Yeah.
more. Look at it. It just jumped down even more.
Yeah. But it's
But
all a learning experience, you
it's
know.
a learning, dude. It's an expensive lesson. But hey, guess what? The thing is, this is still I have it. This is
It's
for
still active. Yeah,
9-11.
yeah, yeah.
That's why I love options, man. This right here, it can go from negative 3,000 to positive 3,000
Right.
in a matter of seconds, bro. That's
Right.
all it takes. So
Gotcha.
I'm not worried. I'm hoping for a sell-off. I think Zoom had a really good run. I feel like people still might take profits because that's what happens. People, they want to take their profits, man. They want to take their money.
Oh, I wanted to ask you another thing.
Yes.
When we just touched on the dates, the expired date, right? Expiration
Uh-huh.
dates. Now I
Mm-hmm.
know that has an effect on like the price, the unit price, and stuff like that. If it's at a later date or a shorter date, you want to kind of just touch on that real quick so people have an
Yeah,
idea.
perfect. Yeah, thank you for reminding me of that.
Yeah, I
So
feel like that's one thing we should also mention.
yes. So what influences the price of the options, basically? So let's say right here, we're trading options for Apple, right? So
Mhm.
this is good because I didn't even get to show this right here.
Yeah.
This is how you execute option trading, right? You go to the stock. If you have it enabled, it should say right under it, options trading. So right here, it tells you what the share price is, 133. You could also see it right up here.
Hmm.
You could either buy or sell a call or a put. But the thing is, you're not selling, you're
You're
buying
always
because
buying the call. Yeah.
you're always
Selling
buying
is
because if you
whenever you want to pretty much get rid of, like, let's say you made profits or whatever, right?
basically it's when you're selling a call that you have bought already.
Can you also sell, like, if you're down, like right now, let's say you're down with Zoom, can you sell that?
So that's what people do. And what I should do, I know a lot of people, if they see this, they're going to be like, put a stop loss. But
Yeah,
the thing
yeah, it's
is,
a stop loss. Yeah.
yes. So that's what most people do. They put it like a 20% cap stop loss, like
Right.
a loss of, like, they're like, okay, I'm willing to lose 20% and
If it
I'll
stops
put,
me out, it stops me out.
it
Yeah.
stops. Yeah, exactly. The way I'm rolling is I'm unfortunately because of my day trading restrictions, I can't put a stop loss because it could possibly trade the same day if it goes down enough.
Right, right,
So,
right.
and if I get one more day trade, if I day trade, I could possibly, I get like a warning that says you'll get banned.
Uh-huh.
Actually here, I'll show you. Look what happens when I try to, what did I just buy? Put. If I try to, view all options, actually, whoops. So right here,
Hmm.
Zoom put contracts one, review order. So basically this is how I sell to close. So I have 8 contracts, right?
Hmm.
So here when I'm ready to sell, I go sell. I sell all 8 or I sell one, whatever the case is. It tells you how much you get, and you can enter the price here. This tells you this is the spread. This is basically this is the ask. The people who own the contracts, they're asking for 520 a share. The people who want to buy the contracts from me are asking for 460 a share.
Gotcha.
So this is a spread of 60 cents, which is basically the difference, right? So usually people go in for between. You can, it automatically populates. Look, it's already moving on its own. It populates something in between,
Right.
to sell for you. But if I wanted to, I can sell it for 5.1. It might be harder to sell. It's going to be harder to sell because there's
Right.
not
Right.
that many people asking, but it could still sell.
Right.
So let's say I leave it for 485 review order. Look at this. Okay, you have to update it. Okay, whatever. Review order. Look at that. Day
Uh-huh.
trade restriction. You're restricted from day trading. Placing this trade may result in another day trade and restrict you from buying stocks for 90 days. See,
Gotcha.
before they restricted me from day trading, but now they're going to restrict me from buying
Mm-hmm.
altogether for 90 days.
Gotcha.
So that's why, unfortunately, even though I was up during the day, I couldn't secure the gains. And that's why getting that 25K is really important. And that's what I'm
Gotcha.
going for. So let me show you now how the contracts work with pricing. So right here. So basically anything. Remember, buying a call is you're buying. Whoa, what just happened? Okay. So share price is at 133. I believe, for example, that it's gonna go up to 140,
Right.
right? So 140, this is how much it's worth. 58 cents a share. Now, usually for Apple, before the stock split, this would have been worth like $500, but this is only worth like $50 because it has pretty low momentum and it just got traded and people aren't expecting it to go that high.
Uh-huh.
But it's
Now, when it says expiring September 4th, you could change that, right?
yes, and that's why it's also cheap. That's what's contributing to its cheapness because we only got 3 days till it expires.
Gotcha.
But if you were to put expiring, if we jump a couple of weeks, let's say
Yeah.
October
Month.
2nd,
Yeah.
let's go back to that same 140. Now it's up. There it is, $550 a contract.
Got you. So that's
See,
yeah. Yeah.
the reason why is because obviously you have more time to hit your target price.
Mm-hmm.
This is also called your strike price,
Uh-huh.
and it gives you your change, your percent change. It had a 29% increase from yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a cool thing. When people say, how do you know which contracts to look for? Don't look for green contracts because that means the potential it's already there. Like it already went up. You
Gotcha.
already kind of missed out on the gains. Unless it's like barely green. Like don't look for don't buy something that's up 30% already. Or up 20%. Or right here, where is it? Yeah, like see, this is already up 30%. So that means this before was worth 30% less. So it's like, why even buy it now? Because people, fear of missing out, FOMO.
Yeah. Yeah.
So definitely the date of expiration has a huge influence on price.
Mm-hmm.
But the farther away you are from your strike price, the cheaper it also gets. Why? Because you're less likely to hit that strike
Right.
price if it's farther away. So
So
that's why
if
you
it
got
keeps
to,
going up, it gets cheaper.
it keeps getting cheaper because it's less likely to hit.
Right.
But the thing is, I can still buy something for 172 really cheap, even though it's 134, that's like a $40 gain, right?
Right. Right.
But I'm not
$40
trying to hit
gain
it
by it.
172. I just want it to hit like 10. I want it to have one good green day. If there's one good green day where it goes up 10, $15, I guarantee you this contract is gonna go up 20% or so.
Mm-hmm.
I'm making up a number, but it's gonna go up a lot,
Right.
So because why? Because but that only matters if your expiration is also farther out. Now let's say expiration is September 4th, it's 3 days from now, right?
Yeah.
And let's say I choose 175, right?
It's still on November 20th though.
Oh,
There.
perfect. So let's say I go up to 170, right? They're
Yeah.
worth 2 cents.
Because
This
it's
is how
way
much
more unlikely to happen. Yeah.
because yeah, this is worth $2 a contract because even if Apple gained $10 today, this would only jump up a couple of cents. Why? Because it's still very unlikely that it's going to reach 170 by September 4th.
Uh-huh.
So that's what causes the prices of these contracts to go up and down in value,
Got you.
you know? So you don't want if you're getting see, look, right here is a great example. I have silver calls for October 30th, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm down currently, but anything could happen. And I feel like with where the market is going, everyone's expecting kind of a sell-off right now.
Uh-huh.
Everyone, you know. So in that point, my contracts, I'm down nine. Dude, my contracts are fluctuating between negative 1,500 to negative 800 to positive. So you never know with how the market is going. So I'm basically bought silver $31 calls,
Mm-hmm.
and silver right now is currently at 26.
Okay, so break even is what, $31? Or
Break even is usually the strike price plus the premium you paid for. So the
gotcha.
right here, 32.28 because it's 128 plus 31, which equals 328.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So you
Yes.
have until 2 months, let's just say, so from today for it to, if it goes over 32.28, you're in profit.
Yes, but the thing is it doesn't have to go over 32.28 to be in profit. If I have a long expiration date, let's say this goes up 26, let's say it goes up to 28 or 29 or let's say 20 around $29, right?
Okay.
It goes up to $29, the value of my contract, it's currently 42 cents, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is going to go back up. It's going to be like, okay, now the contract is worth more because it's almost hitting the $31 strike fee.
Uh-huh.
So if I'm going from 42, it's going to go back up to like, let's say whatever the mid is right here, 46, 50, whatever. This is today. I got to go all time. So you see here, it'll go 141, but it could go back up to its original like 1 or
Got you.
0.28. So
So it depends
that's
on the value of the contract as well.
yes,
Okay.
and the expiration. So if this was, see, I still have a whole month from today. So that's why I still have value. I only have $451 in value,
Yeah, 1 month.
but
I don't know why I thought 2 months. Okay.
yeah. So this can still go up or down. I paid a total of 1,400 of it, and I lost currently 955. But this is still can come back tomorrow if the market sells off and everyone decides to buy hedge
Buy silver,
funds,
yeah. Gotcha.
gold and silver. So that's all it is. Before it was like hovering around $24. It's been gaining. Now it's at 26,
Mm-hmm.
slowly but surely.
Got
So
it.
that's basically, yeah, that's how it is. View all options. That's basically it. That's how you get and it's always changing. Look at that. You see it 204,
Yeah.
203. The reason why is because there's a bid and ask, Like let's say
Mhm.
here, I want to buy this one, 135, expires 9-4. It's going to cost $202, right? If I hit continue, how many contracts do you want? And it tells you 100 shares each. So one contract is going to cost $201. Two is going to cost 402.
What's good for
But
day mean?
what's good for what?
Good for day.
Oh, right here. So basically what this means is you're going to submit the order. Just because you submit it doesn't mean it's going to get filled. That means somebody has to sell it to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this basically means you're sending the contract order
For it to get
into
bought.
into the market to get bought.
Uh-huh.
But if nobody is selling it for like let's say here, limit price, I want to buy a contract for it's selling for 196, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say I put 0.5. No one's gonna sell me a contract for 0.5. I'm gonna be automatically up just from buying it, right?
Yeah.
So if I hit good for the day, it says if your order doesn't execute, where is it? Hold on.
It will
Okay, I guess I
expire at
can't move.
market close. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not. And then if you hit good till canceled,
Oh, expired till
It
90.
has 90 days.
So you usually do good for the day, so you just know sooner, right?
Um, it depends on what I'm buying, and like it depends on everything basically. I usually don't worry about this because it usually gets filled right away. And if it doesn't get filled, I replace my order so that it can get filled because I don't want to miss out on any,
Gotcha.
like this could be increasing slowly. Like if I put 190 and it doesn't sell, this could be going up. That means okay, damn, I got to replace it, put maybe 195. I got to sweeten the deal so somebody can sell it
Gotcha.
to me, you
Gotcha.
know? So like I'm options is a constant thing. Like it's quick. You can gain, lose money in 10 minutes.
Gotcha.
And so once I review the order, I'm buying I don't want to submit, but okay. So it tells you you're buying 192 for the right to buy 100 shares. This is very important. Just because you buy a contract doesn't mean you own the 100 shares of the Apple, right?
Mhm.
It just means you have the right to buy the 100 shares for a specific price for 135 because that's what we chose, right? That was just right here, 135. So this means even if Apple goes to 140 or 150, I can buy all 100 shares for 135, right?
Oh, okay.
So there's two things with contracts. People buy and sell contracts, or they exercise their contracts, exercising their options. What does it mean to exercise your options? It means that you're going to actually buy all 100 shares of that contract
Mhm.
for that price. But that would mean this would be $13,500, right?
Yeah.
So I don't have that kind of money, and I'm not gonna do that.
Oh, so let's say you buy it at 135, it gets to 140. That means you could buy all of the shares at 135, right then and there.
I can buy all the shares right then and there for 135. It'll be that means it would cost 13,500, and then
Yeah.
I could sell it right away on the market for whatever its market price is. You said 140, right? That means I would get uh 140 times the which is also 14,000 for
Hmm.
140, 140 times 100, sorry. So you'd get the difference between 14,000 and 13,500, which is only 500. So there's like that's not that much money. That's why nobody really exercises their options
Got you.
because you make more money just from flipping the contracts themselves.
Hmm.
Like, so um, that's why people you can either exercise your options by buying the shares outright or just by flipping the contract by just buying and selling the contract itself. Because look, let's say I buy it for 191. You see how it just went up to 192? I could
Uh-huh.
sell it for 192. I make a cent, but a cent times 100, which is $1. See, it went up 1 cent, but I can make $1. Imagine it goes up $1, you make 100. If it
Got
goes
you.
up 100, like if it goes up $10, you make 1,000. That's the power of options, and just the money is crazy, man.
Yeah.
You get the profit as if you had 100 shares, but you only pay as if you don't. You only have one share or
Got
less.
you.
you know.
Got you. Got you.
So that's why it's a great investing tool. And I want to say like it's not really investing. I know you were saying at the beginning you're like
Yeah.
I'm investing. Like investing, I would say I would use for more long term deals, long-term
Right.
trades, like swing trading, anything like if I keep something for longer than a year, like that's what I'll call an investment. But
Uh-huh.
what we're doing is like day trading almost, like just going in, going out quick. We don't hold anything longer than a day, longer than a couple days, or longer than a week, sometimes a week or a month.
Uh-huh.
But though that's all kind of categorized as day trading, I want to say.
Got you. I see the distinction. Yeah. I know what you
Mm-hmm.
mean. Cool. Cool. So that was great. I mean, I personally learned a lot. I'm sure other people watching this video learned a lot too. The reason why I wanted to record this is just so like we have, if anyone is interested, like it's on video, you could pause, rewind. Oh, that didn't make sense, let me go back. Okay, now you see it firsthand while watching the video, and you execute it, and then you're like, okay, now it's making more sense when you actually do it. So that's why it's good to like when it comes to like a lot of information that you're not too familiar with, it's good to like record it and just watch it over and
I agree.
learn that way, because that's how I learn a lot, because it's obviously a little too much information for your mind to process unless you're like very very smart. In that case, I envy you. But other than that, um, I think this is great, man. Like this is great for people to know, and it's super convenient, like you said, on your phone, and anyone could pretty much do it. There's no reason not to. Um, it's just
It's
the time we're in right now. Like, it's not just people with a lot of money can invest. Anyone can invest. I encourage people to start investing, or even if you get the hang of this stuff, day trading, um, because it's just something, like, the reason why I went into finance and why I'm very interested in learning this stuff is because this is stuff that's always going to be there, and if you develop these skills, you're always going to have the knowledge to make money at any time. So especially right now, let's say you're furloughed because of the pandemic or whatever, you don't want to always rely on you know government assistance to help you be financially okay. You have to learn certain things. You have to develop certain skills right now, um, from your own home, from your phone, whatever it may be, to put yourself in a better position than the next person. While someone's watching Netflix and wasting their time doing unproductive stuff, you can learn about stuff like this, because it's the number one investment is yourself, and like your education and stuff. So that's what that's what we wanted to just kind of motivate and persuade the viewers to do. And you could spread this knowledge to the next person and the next person, so we're all better off, not just confused or hopeless, in this economy
mhm.
right now. So
Well said, man. Yeah.
yeah, man.
All that.
So let me see. Speaking of the economy, like, how do you personally, like? I know it's kind of unpredictable. Like, we don't even know what's going to happen in the next week. But how do you, like, with everything just being online now, just virtual classes and everything like that? Like, where do you see the economy is headed towards? Like, like, are already things are kind of different, like way different than we ever even thought it would be last year. What do you think things are going to be a year from now, or 2 years, 3 years? You think things are going to be like this, or go back to normal, or I just wanted your thoughts on it, just because I'm interested in what people's different viewpoints towards this.
Yeah, I'm really keeping an open mind about it, and I'm sure a lot of people are too. Like, no one can predict the future, but with just things how things are, there's a lot of things that go into it,
Hmm.
like, re-elections, whether Trump or Biden wins. Like, people are saying if Trump wins, then we're going from a more stable economy, or
Right,
even
right.
an uptrending economy, and then if it's
Mhm.
Biden, it's going to go down.
Right.
And it's crazy because stuff like that affects the market. Finding, whether or not there's a vaccine
Right.
for COVID, that's going to be huge, on the market. Um, whether more cases come up,
Hmm.
unemployment. The thing is, I feel like, the feds have been artificially pumping up the economy with
Right.
trillions of printed money.
Of course.
So
Of course.
I personally think that, we're gonna that's the market's gonna have to feel that sometime.
Right.
Like,
Right.
we had a total V-shaped recovery since COVID hit,
Right.
and there, it seems there was no repercussions for the trillions of dollars that were printed and stimulus checks that were
Not yet.
sent out. Yeah, it's like crazy. So not yet. I feel like something's gonna happen. But another thing is, a lot of the tech industry, the stock market, a lot of people are putting their money into, Tesla, Apple, Amazon, Facebook, Roku, like all these, tech companies.
Right.
And I feel like that's kind of like the S&P 500 is getting totally carried by its top two, three, five, like its top five, like
Uh-huh.
Amazon, Apple,
Right.
Facebook. So it's a lot of things, a lot of
Variables.
variables could go into it. So like one could hit, one could not hit. Like we could get a coronavirus, but then Biden wins, and then so you get something, but we don't know what's going to happen right there.
Right,
You know, like
right.
market goes up and market goes down at the same time, so you don't know. And
Yeah.
anything in between, anything supernatural can happen too. Like in the next year, who knows? Like there could be a war for all we know, but God
Yeah, man.
forbid,
This year's
God forbid.
this year's
But
been
if I were to put my money on it, I mean, I'd probably get some puts, some short-term puts and some long-term buys, like some long, I'm waiting for the market to go down so I can buy, and then I feel like I'm holding off on that. I'm not going to buy anything right now, like portfolio-wise, like stock-wise,
right.
because I feel like it's going to go down. Like it's got to get some type of correction. The market's been going too high, too up. The S&P has already passed its 52-week high since
Right.
COVID hit,
Yeah.
and it's totally like crazy what's happening. So it's totally definitely due for a pullback at some point.
Yeah.
So I'm just waiting for that point.
Got you. Got you. Yeah. I mean, I agree. Like everything has been artificially, quote unquote, pumped. So it just, people like I discussed last podcast just about unemployment. Um, a lot of people that obviously shouldn't be eligible for unemployment are, which means these people are getting money that they otherwise wouldn't have gotten working regular jobs, and now they're not working. So it it makes you think like, okay, what direction is the value of things going? Not just our money, but other things. Like how do you measure value? Like we're just at a really confusing time right now. Like the dollar, just like you mentioned, silver and gold, and even like things like Bitcoin, for example. A lot of people are going more towards those types of investments during these times. And the reason why I'm just bringing this up is it's just good to keep your eyes open and eyes and ears open, just in case like we're hit with something else. If you're educating yourself right now about the possibilities that might happen, if you're expecting the worst, how can you prepare for that? So there's always opportunities to make money. Like I personally started just looking into investing in the stock market and just all of this stuff right when the pandemic hit, because I'm like, wow, like I know it wasn't something I really thought about like that. It's just something that I'm like, okay, yeah, this is the stock market, it's doing good, whatever. But then it gets hit, and then you're like, okay, it got hit, it got affected. What is people's mentality when stuff like that happens? How can I profit from that? It's just these kinds of questions to ask yourself that you briefly mentioned, like, look for puts, even if you want to buy long term. It's just good to know stuff like that, just like the fundamentals, the basics, which is all we're trying to do, like just help each other, and so we're not losing money. Like if there's always opportunities, no matter what type of economy you're in. So yeah, I'm very happy, like uh I have like a group of people that are our age, like that specialize in different things, and that I could learn a thing or two from them. And like for you for example, and like my last guest, Tony, um you guys have been great. Like I'm sure whoever does watch these episodes are gonna be enlightened by the knowledge that you guys have in your particular fields,
Hopefully. Yeah.
and hopefully motivate them to pursue their own field, whatever they're interested in. Like it doesn't have to be in the business world. It could be, there's probably something that we're not even thinking about, like because we're business minded. Maybe some people are making money off of just whatever, cleaning products, or just accessories, that it could be whatever, whatever you're doing to put yourself in a better position in this economy. So yeah, just trying to encourage thinking for the most part. Just
That's the main thing.
if
Courage
anything,
thinking.
just think, whatever. just keep thinking. It's better to be ignorant. It's better to think and not be ignorant.
Exactly.
So yeah. Well, I think the episode was great. I think we got to like what has it been like an hour about?
Um, I don't see where the time is, but
I'm
I
just
think
basing it off the time right now, but yeah. Before I head out, is there anything else that you wanted to touch on, talk about? Any last messages or anything?
I just think that last thing you said is very important, man. Education and like because opportunities always come, and even like no, if I knew back then what I knew now,
Right.
when the block, if when coronavirus hit, when the market hit, I think we'd all be kind of millionaires at this point, or like some,
Oh yeah.
or be making a lot of money because it's kind of like obvious what's gonna happen. It's all like, it's all happened before. It's all like, it's usually a pattern, and like that's why I decided to like really try to educate myself on stocks and the market and all these different things. That way I'm kind of ready for the next one. I mean, I'm hoping we don't get another, like, because depression and recessions, they come like once every 10 years, or
Yeah.
like their market is never on an upward trend, never, like on a like a
Constant.
non-ending.
Yeah.
It's got to hit its downs, up and downs, like it's a roller coaster. So it's better to be prepared for those moments and make money, make an opportunity, make money off of it. It's an opportunity to make money. It's an opportunity to like really grow. So that's why like education is key, and I'm gonna
Hmm.
further try to further my education in retrospect to like
Yeah. Yeah.
stocks, trading, accounting, anything to help financially, man. Financial freedom is the best type of freedom.
Of course. Of course. No, you're right when you say like, oh, we could have if we know what we know now, we could have been millionaires. Like, it's easy to say that, but with me personally, it's just I get so mad. I'm like, damn, like for example, when right when this was happening in March, I'm like just thinking about, okay, what companies and stuff are gonna benefit, and that's right around the time where schools were going online. I'm like, okay, where are all the schools going to be holding their conference calls or whatever their meetings? Zoom.
Zoom,
It's just
yeah.
it's just simple stuff
It's
like
obvious. You just put two
yeah.
and two together.
People are going to be home more. There's not going to be dine-ins for food. Maybe I should invest in DoorDash. It's like it's simple stuff that you don't really think about when you're just a regular person and you don't have that like investment mindset or
That
just
financial literacy.
financial literacy. And I'm not saying I'm completely
Me
financially
neither.
at all, but I'm learning. It's like I'm just trying to get the basics down, and like that's why when you said like, oh, if we know what we know now, I feel like hopefully I like you said, hopefully nothing bad does happen, but if it does, I want to see if I could take advantage of the opportunities that are available, like just I'm not trying to be a millionaire or anything, but even just the little things that I could do to start building and being better off than I was the day before.
Because we could always say, man, if I wish I knew back then. The thing is, like the best time to have started is always going to be back then.
Exactly.
But the next best time
Now.
to start is now.
Exactly.
So now is always a good time.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
But thank you so much for having me,
Yeah,
buddy.
I think it's great to leave on that note. I think the episode was great. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and
Very much.
yeah, I want to keep doing this. I know I haven't been putting out too many episodes, but like it's better, you know,
Better than nothing, man. Putting it out.
quality over quantity. That's what I say.
Exactly.
So yeah, when I find the right guest, I'll put something together so it'll be beneficial for everyone.
You got this.
Perfect, man. All right, I'm end the meeting. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
Bye bye.